So for this evening, we're going to chant the verses of sharing aspiration. Can be found in the dark brown chanting book on page 33. Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all cravings and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Surpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. So for the coming 50 minutes, we're going to sit together in silence. It's good when you just arrived and sit. Just make a status update for oneself. Just look at oneself. How's the body doing? Listen to the body. Is it tired? Still very agitated, active, restless, happy, not happy, warm, cold. Just take it in. So in the evening, most of us have been awake for quite a few hours since the morning. It's not uncommon that the mind will be scattered throughout the day with all the required activities. This is a good time to consolidate this again and bring the mind back, your attention to the here and now, to here inside the body, around the body, in the mind. When you take your status of your mind and your body, it's good to recognize where is it that during the day that we spend a lot of attention to in our experience. Is it the hands, your legs, your stomach, your shoulders, or your head? Feelings, thinking. When you take an assessment of the body and the mind, there will be certain aspects that are not highlighted during the rest of the day. And they may be obscure when you want to take an assessment of oneself. You might be drawn to thinking or to the feelings of the day. Some people have chronic pain. Is that where you have spent your time on being aware of? Now it's a good time to consolidate your entire being, spreading the awareness beyond those what we habitualized to spend awareness to. For this session tonight, I thought I'm going to share a little trick that I've been using with thinking. Often people ask the question, how can I stop thinking? And not many of us have been trained to think a lot without knowing how to think less. My experience is very much like a boat on the water in the ocean without an anchor. So when the storm comes, the boat will go this way. When the wind comes from the other side, the boat will go the other way. When the waves are coming, then you go that way. You're just being blown wherever the weather and the water takes you. So too, my past experience with thinking was like that. Whatever thinking comes, that's where I will go. Whatever feelings arises, that's where I will go. In order for a boat or a ship to be less pushed around, what they can do is put an anchor down, an anchor deep in the sea on the water, to find some solid ground, throw an anchor out with something heavy with a chain, to reach some kind of foundation, the sea floor. Then when the wind comes, it doesn't go all the way where it's being blown into. So too, with our minds going everywhere, the thinking going everywhere, you have to find an anchor to throw at, solid ground, something that doesn't move, where you can stand on. And this is in order to give some perspective to the thoughts, to anchor it somewhere. So the thoughts still exist, that still move around like a boat on the water, but it's anchored somewhere, so it can't go too far from the place that it is now. One of the ways to do it is to anchor yourself into the body, the awareness of the body. So thinking is still there, but you give your attention to your body. You take a little bit of the attention that you have for your thinking, you transfer that over to the body. So while I'm sitting here, I'm aware of the mats that I'm sitting on. Experience of my legs touching the mat or the chair. And my hands touching my legs. It's a very clear sensation. While my thinking is still continuing, I have also my attention to my legs and my hands. It's like an anchor. So my thoughts don't go wild. For the coming period, try to make your whole body as an anchor. Start to include the whole body while the thoughts get less and less attention. And each time you get lost in a thought, think about your feet. Be aware of the feet, the sensation of the feet, hot or cold, the texture of the feet, touching the mat. attention back to the body if you got lost. Increase the ratio of the attention more to the body, slowly, instead of thinking 100% of the time. Take a few percent, place it on the body. The idea is to increase the ratio, that you're more aware of the body, more and more aware of the body while you're thinking. It's not to eradicate thinking at this stage. It's just that the body is present and you feel and experience the body while thinking is happening. Often we just can turn on and off thinking. Maybe we're on, like it's 100% on. Or I have to distract myself. But when I'm not distracted, it's 100% on again. The trick here is to cultivate and train oneself to change the ratio and know how to do that. A bit like a light dimmer, that you can turn it on for more light and less light. With thinking you can turn it on for more thinking and less thinking. One of the ways is to anchor yourself in the body and bring that attention back to the body. When you become proficient in it, you can go back and forth between the body and thinking. For a long time I was tricked by my mind, by my thinking mind, that I thought I was aware of my body. But I was just aware of thinking about my body. So I was aware of thinking, and I was aware of thinking about my body, thinking that was body awareness. One of the ways I do check myself, what I'm experiencing, the actual body rather than thinking, is whether I can feel the heat and cold. The hands that expose the skin is colder than the rest of my body that is covered. That's an indication, that's the body experience. I'm not thinking about the body. Another one is the breathing. Were you aware of the body moving, the breath, the diaphragm, the lungs? They move all the time. That is, if you were aware of the body, you should experience that. Or something more subtle, the heartbeat. Blood flows everywhere in the body, especially in your head. Subtle beating everywhere. Increase the awareness of those things in the mind, while keeping thinking in check. Don't let it go. Train oneself to be aware of both. We can play around with the awareness. So for the mind to go with the flow is sometimes easier, like the boat in the ocean. Whatever the wind or the waves go, that's where you go. But what if there's a big boulder or cliff, and the waves are pushing you into it? So too with thinking, we have wholesome and unwholesome thoughts. Things like anxiety, worry, distraction, unhappiness. If the mind goes there, you will go there if you have no means to stop it. So it's good to develop this anchor, like the body anchor, the body awareness. And when the mind goes that way, an unwholesome state, you can rely on this body awareness, this anchor, to reduce the waves that goes to this unwholesome state. You be less victim of wherever your thoughts are bringing you to. When you go with the flow, you actually don't feel how strong the currents are until you put down the anchor. Then you can feel how strong the currents are. If the currents are too strong, you'll be dragged with it anyway. Your anchor is not heavy enough, or the chain is broken. So too, in this session, keep going back to thinking, get lost in there. It's the same effect. That your awareness of the body is not strong enough. So it's something to cultivate, to strengthen. So the body awareness is one of the ways you can use for an anchor. The Buddha has explained different ways. In one of his frameworks, he has talked about 4 different things. So the body can be used as an anchor. Once you make most of it, and you're anchored in the here and now with the body. The other one anchor you can throw at are the feelings. Not happy or sad feelings, but the more basic raw feeling of positive, negative and neutral feelings. They are more elusive. And the other anchor you can throw at are concepts like thinking. So you can use the body and feelings, body awareness and feeling awareness, to anchor down thinking. Once you understand thinking, it's anchored down, aware, not being pushed around by neither of those 3 anymore. And then it's consciousness. That's how I experienced that, how the Buddha taught to be aware, to create mindfulness around these 4 objects. So that life doesn't go where the flow takes us. That you can reduce unwholesome states. But you can also increase wholesome states. So sometimes you don't need to throw the anchor out if it goes into a positive direction or a good direction. Let's chant to close off. It's on the brown chanting book, dark brown, page 37. The Buddha's words on loving kindness. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties, and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease, whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born, may all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another, or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another, even as the mother protects with her life her child, her only child. So with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading outwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. And then the closing homage on 29. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed one, I render teaching, so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples, who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha.